Say shut out from South Africa. No, this gambling, man. But listen though, today, pre-Black Friday sale for all my peoples that want to learn the future. I want to lock in with us. You want to be positioned for the bull run. You see crypto go down. What does that mean? Those are signals for you to buy. I already knew it wasn't going to go past 100,000 on this run, but I believe it's definitely going to go past 100,000, right, on another run. Big up from Tennessee. What's happening with your soldier? We're gonna be in Brooklyn as well, February 8th. So be prepared to get your tickets when they go on sale. They should be going on sale soon. We just got confirmations. But I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Y'all want to get prepared for the bull run, right? Last time I remember when NFTs went up, so many people jumped in on FOMO. But I've been studying a lot of the institutional investors, and a lot of them are actually buying into NFTs again, blue chip ones, what we call them, some that have history and relevance. And so I wouldn't suggest people jump in again on the wave train, but if you know what to look for, you can position yourself heavy for when the industry floods money into it again. Right? But then I believe also as a company, right, as a person that has a business and things of that nature, I think that people should utilize the Web3 technologies to advance themselves. And when crypto and AI, blockchain and AI merge together, I think that's when we're going to see a completely new infrastructure change. You feel me? And get to a whole new level. So I believe that those are things that we should be paying attention to. I can't wait to see the industry continue to break up, though, because if we realize that the industry could break up heavy, especially if it goes into Web3. Like, we in 2025, and depending on Spotify, right, and Universal Music Group, which is just a machine in the first place. People talk about payola and all of that, man. I think everybody knows about that by now, right, that most of these artists are not talented whatsoever. They just have huge machines behind them. Right? Like, look at, you got UMG, you got Gamma, you got a bunch of these different things. This is not like breaking news. You know what I'm saying? It's just, this is a case of Agent Smith turning against the machine. That's all it is. It's just a case of Agent Smith turning against the machine. But I actually like to see the crash out. The party got to die sometime. And I think that a lot of suckers have been empowered for too long. And this leadership of the culture have sent niggas down a spiraling path. I appreciate you got your shirt and your glasses. Yeah, it sent us down a spiraling path. So unfortunately, the culture is supposed to change. Things are supposed to shift. Now, NYC event had been moved up to the 8th. So tickets going on sale soon. If you are part of the Infinite Wealth Strategies, you're a master student, or you're part of the Platinum membership, we're having a growth call at 4:44. So make sure that you all are logged in. Make sure you got your link. Make sure you're prepared. It's going to be at 4:44 Pacific Standard Time. So we doing these calls to keep the mindset together. You know what I mean? I'll let you all know some of my observations, some of the books that I'm reading, things of that nature, so you can be locked in. I want to find this very important because I want us to be locked in on the same thing. Like, I'll be happy with 10,000 people instead of millions of people following. If you got 10,000 citizens of the same mind, and building, I like that way more important. Yeah, the blue god in here. You feel me? I think that this is that time where virality has actually punished people a lot, because people have been trying to do the things to please the masses, and when you please the masses, you lose a core base. You feel me? That's been going on for far too long. And so this is actually, it's counterintuitive, but this is the reason why a lot of people haven't been able to sustain themselves in music, on platforms and none of that, because they've been trying to be too goddamn nice. You feel me? And in order for the industry to grow, in order for times to shift, we actually need to see things break up. Like, you're going to see Elon Musk and them. I said in 2019 in The New America on how the government elites would discard non-essential personnel. People don't understand what the hell I was talking about, right? I got a whole thesis that was broken down about what The New America was going to be based on the insights that I was making at that time. But it's the same thing that's going to happen with in corporate America and white America. Is going to happen all over. We're seeing a new rise of new governments, right? We're seeing new institutions, new states, right? Like there's so many different things that are going to be consolidated, right? Breaking up of powers that once were. There was a time where the dominant order of what we call it, right? Hip hop had a dominant order. Drake was at the top of the dominant order. The government has a dominant order, right? You know, the Democrats and Republicans was at the top of that dominant order, even the president. You understand me? But that's no longer the case anymore. The dominant order is going to be completely broken up. And a new form of reform is going to happen. You're going to see different global allies. We're going to see more conflict arise. And in a lot of ways, this is good conflict, right? World War III is already here. People talk about World War III breaking out. World War III is already here. It's been happening. It's just that there's a lot of Cold War scenarios. And, you know, hot war is when they shoot missiles at each other, sort of like Ukraine and Russia. But we already in Cold Wars that's happening at the same time. So a lot of people are not paying attention to the Cold Wars that's been going on for a long time. You feel me? So I'm not mad at none of these things that's happening so far. You know, even the whole thing with what's his face, Drake suing. I'm glad he did it, because all it does is you said I'm an agent of change. But I'm glad you think I'm an agent and you watching. It shows how stupid you are. Let me get you on out of here. But you know, I'm glad Drake is actually suing, because what it does is it exposes him and it exposes his label, because he's saying a label that he's been signed to would do something like that. That means that they've been doing that for him as well. And they've been doing that to many others. And it also, to me, I think that he don't realize how much it exposes his hand at the end of the day. You feel me? I think that it more so exposes why he was such a dominant figure than anything. Because obviously strategies like that have been employed for a long time, and that he gets to maintain being at the top. You feel me? And because otherwise, to be honest, I don't think there's no reason why one person should dominate the game. I don't. Unless there's a huge machine behind. But when two people go to war, you can't go to war trying to, utilize tactics that are safe. You can't go to, I told them that Drake was $1 billion machine. If you go against $1 billion machine, number one, you got to spend money. It ain't just a rap battle. It never is. It never was. Right? So anybody that would try to beat somebody who has $1 billion machine behind them is stupid. So any tactics that Kendrick used to win, I think for the most part is fair game. The goal wasn't about what tactics were. He's suing based on tactics and strategy, because he lost. Because if he won, he would have no problem with whatever happened. Like if UMG utilized their resources for him, which is what they've been doing, for the last however many years, you feel me? He would have been happy with that. So I think that, it's just a case of a machine going against a machine, an agent going against the machines. That's literally is what I see. It's the agents going against the machines. And what this exposes is the deeper aspects of reality of the industry being exposed. The payola of the industry. A bunch of whack-ass artists who ain't worth a dime or a dollar that gets pushed out there as a product like McDonald's would, you feel me, and the people consume it up. So you have to be foolish if you don't see the parallels between the culture, right, breaking up, and the entity known as Drake being attacked. 50th year of hip hop, right? Somebody like Kendrick Lamar having a machine behind him as well and utilizing his resources to take back a direction of the industry, you know, put the West back on the map, things of that nature, re-spirit that warrior energy, which I believe is necessary because, again, that soy boy energy has taken over the world. It has. And shout out to all my Canadians. But, you know, that's not Black American history per se. You feel me? It ain't the same thing. And I'm biased. I'm completely biased. I'm going to always be biased. But only in some ways. I'm not biased against my observations. I can see stuff on both sides, and I'm going to always give you my observation. I'm biased on what I want to see win. You understand me? But I can still give complete observations on what I see the reality of it is. You say he's suing because they labeled him a pedophile. He's not suing that because of that. That's lame and that's whack. And that's just what fans allow themselves to cope with the reality of their favorite light-skinned warrior losing. That's just it. Come on now. Anybody suing in a rap battle. You know, look, like I said, I'm happy it's happening because it exposes the game. But he only suing because he lost. That's the key to this. Because he called that man Drake a woman beater. He said that his baby wasn't his. He did all kind of lying and stuff. And it's weird to see people even agree with that kind of energy when hip-hop was never founded on stuff like that. Like, I grew up watching rap battles. You know what I mean? I grew up where people would go at each other and talk about killing each other and say all kind of stuff on that name. I don't actually think Drake is a pedophile. Do I think that? No. I think most people that listen to that battle don't actually think that is. I think that they thought it was a very clever way to spin the Michael Jackson shit, you feel me, and put that jacket on Drake. I think that's what they thought. And I believe it was never any rules to it in the first place. But I also think that all it does is exposes the mask that we've been allowing ourselves to look at instead of look behind. Because all it is I see people acting the way that they are. Everything that I believe that side of the industry is doing, what Drake is doing and the rest of them, I think that's who he's always been. I'm not sure why people saw anything other than different. If you enjoy the music, but that doesn't make a person a gangster. That doesn't make them street. Doesn't make them more cultured or any of those things. You know what I'm saying? And I think that we haven't learned how to separate the art from the artist in a very long time. So I think that that's what we seeing. He should have took that L as a man. You feel me? But more conflicts will arise. This is not a let go type of situation. Right? I heard that even Kamala talking about running for president again. Now, that would be a huge mistake because she would take a bigger L than she ever took again. I'd damn near run against her. I can understand a person being mad. The game is the game. Now, I'm glad Drake lost. I'm glad Kamala lost. You feel me? There are certain things that need to happen in order for us to move forward. I'll be happy if UMG loses. I'll be happy if Drake wins against UMG in this lawsuit. And in the paperwork, it exposes practices, right? You gotta understand when things are aligned with your goals. Be happy, you feel me, when certain things lose. I'll be happy if these gambling companies lose and get sued. You feel me? I would love for that to goddamn happen. I'll be happy when we build our own new world orders and we come together and collectively buy land and build DAOs. I'll be happy with that. I'll be happy when more of us are investing and more of us are building. I'll be happy when more of us understand tokenomics. I'll be happy when we doing more investing on Black Friday than we doing just consuming. Yeah, no, I don't rock with gambling. I think that it is a way to keep the black community down. And I think that most of our celebrities just sell out because they get a big bag, but they don't think about the consequences that it have on our community. That all that money that people were spending on gambling could have went to, you tried to buy the mentorship, you were talking to AI. Hey, we got them AI strategies. All of that money that went into gambling could have went into crypto, could have went into stocks, right? And actually had an ROI. If it don't have an ROI, I don't think it's worth it. That's why, I can watch some sports. No, I don't think the stock market is gambling if you know what you're doing, especially long term. I think there should be more focus on long term, holding assets to pass down to the next generation so that we produce generational wealth. It's just 100% that. Brother Samuel, just send me a DM. I'll get you a link. We have shut down the mentorship. I'm going to send you a link personally. So when I say shut down, I mean that we had closed applications. But I'll send you an application and we're going to do a new round of approvals because I know a lot of people are on the list. I think everybody should be getting their credit together. I think that creating land groups where you can take digital assets and buy land and buy infrastructure, and not just in America, I think globally. So my goal is to have a group, right? My goal is to have a group that is part of to where we are buying physical land properties and physical assets together. So it could be in Panama, it could be in Colombia, it could be in Ghana, right? It can be out here in America. It could be all over, right? But these are places that the group itself will be able to utilize, to rent out, to own, to have our own places all across the world to become global citizens. And then that same group, you know what I'm saying, are investing together, working together, have the same values, visions, and principles. It's just that time. Shout out to my brother Supreme Understanding. It's just that time. Oh, you know what, Supreme? My show seen that brother Kodak. You know what I'm saying? Had to big up him. I was telling him about when I seen him reading your book and he been locked in, of course. But I think it's that time for us to implement all of these things that we've been speaking upon for the last years. So I'm looking to partner with people that's in these different spaces behind the scenes to help me put it together. So if I'm not good at something, then I want people that are great at it. I'm not trying to fill in my weaknesses. You feel me? With my own practice, I want it to be people who are already good at doing that particular thing. So, I've been reaching out to people. And if it's you that you believe can help with the infrastructure, I only want people that's really good and passionate about what they do. If that's not you, then I honestly don't want you involved in anything. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want people that don't believe the same about the future of the world and where we can go. Because honestly, we live in a time where there's no excuses, but we also live in a time of the greatest power shift on the planet. And I just don't think we acting like it's happening in front of our eyes. Because I promise you, after the wars and after the dust settles, after the conflict settles, over these next 4 years, the world is going to be something so unrecognizable to you. America has not been able to do what it wants to do. The first time Donald Trump got into office, he realized that without the powers of an emperor, there's just certain things that he couldn't do. And he was jealous of the power that Vladimir Putin had. He was jealous of the power that the Chinese had over their people to implement certain things, to get rid of bureaucracy and push past the red tape, right? And to push the world further. And then mad about the fact that their birth rates are declining. So what they worked on now, you have to understand the conspiracy to give that man unfettered power completely so they can implement the changes that they want to. It's going to be wars that's happening. Yeah, that kind of change don't happen without, pissing people off. But as the world is changing, and here's the thing, a lot of these things are going to be fair play. Yeah, they get rid of DEI, but how many of us was benefited from that anyway? How many of us was benefiting from that anyway? So as things change, I'm happy they change. Because you got to break some things in order to, be able to implement the restructuring that's needed. So I want to put together a map of Black America structure as a nation within a nation, because we are. We have check and balances. We have systems of power. We have the church, right? We have the NAACPs. We have the Boule organizations. We have Black media, right? Then we have, of course, these independent podcasts and things of that nature. And once you lay it all out, you can actually see a script. You can see a foundation. You can see a nation. And a lot of the things that the younger generation want to change, we can't change because of these things that are in place historically, right? We see the new technology. We see the new ways of educating us. We see the new ways of doing media, right? We see the new ways of building and pushing the culture. And a lot of these things we cannot change until we destroy some of the existing things that are here. So it ain't throw away the whole culture. No, we need restructuring and repowering. The same way you look at and say, like, why all the stuff that we complain about, why don't we see certain people on certain platforms? Why don't we see certain people awarded? Why don't we see certain looks given to certain people that we know will be beneficial to us? Why do we just accept that as a thing? Why do we complain about the church, right, not utilizing their facilities and the monies that they get the right way? Instead of that, how about we just re-gut all of it? And the rest of the world is going through that same process, or specifically in America, the government, right? It's the best time to do that. Instead of complaining about, listen, it's too much party music. We tired of these sounds being controlled by the industry. Look what Kendrick did. He went against it and won. Now the machine fighting against the machine. So we need that type of program. And instead of complaining about activists, the marching and the protesting not working, we now going to implement new strategies. Instead of complaining about we've been voting and hoping and nothing working, new strategies. I don't want nobody from my generation to continue to push old strategies and new wars. No, it's time to re-implement. It's time to push a completely new program. But some of y'all, we got to get people up to date on where we are in time. That's why we got the book club. The book club, I want to curate some of the things that I read to even catch people up, because I might talk about something and you might not understand what I really mean because you're not really connected to the information that I read myself and the understanding and the root of that. And we're not focusing on the initiates, people who just getting started. You're going to have to push past just getting initiated into this knowledge. We want master teachers and to become master builders. And then, there's going to have to be, some people have to know their place in the game. Everybody doesn't get to be him regardless of who you think you are. There has to be some shot callers. There has to be some sort of order. Not gonna be the same as it was, but it is what it is now. So the back end, I'm excited of how people been hitting me up and talking about things. I think that people are ready for some change. Just DM me the word book club, you get access to it. I also have another book list that's only for my paid students. It's a whole different book list. It's a master's book list that I'm gonna give to them. And the reason that I don't just give everything to the world a lot of times is because I have to have conversations around some of these things. I can just tell you something, but I don't know. I feel like I can give you some information that could be dark for you, and you can utilize it in the wrong way. So I'd rather have a conversation on why I think and what you can grab from this. You know what I mean? Because I've given people books before, and I think that you can sometimes get a hold of a power that's too strong for you. You feel me? And it can actually corrupt you versus actually become an empowering tool that you utilize. So, no, I don't want everybody to just get lists of books and reading them, because some of these books will be more powerful than where you are. So, yeah, that's why in the students that are IWS, you'll get access to the book list. The master students that are in the mentorship get access, and those who are in the platinum club, you'll get access to my master book list that I'll be putting out before the end of 2025. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to need everybody to actually read those books so you can become up to date. You feel me? Because the goal is to take these books and everybody's on the same court. So when we talking about certain things and we talking about building certain infrastructures, you can understand why, right? You can understand the game plan of why, and then everybody can play their part inside this new infrastructure that we building out. But the book club is already going. We've had book club meetings. I think we had one just the other day as well. So make sure y'all lock into that. I'm on my way to Atlanta for Thanksgiving for the fam. I will be in Art Basel in Miami. You feel me? And then we have possibly an event on the 19th in LA. And then we have one possibly February 8th in New York. So that's what the schedule looking like right now. So make sure y'all tap in. No, I'm from Oakland. Oh, and we do have our products. I'm not really worried about Black Friday, even though we have our Black Friday sale. So for those that want to get in on the Infinite Wealth Strategies and they want to learn tokenomics, the growth mindset, you feel me? You want to get access to the back end of all our BTS, the different files, the masculine and feminine development classes, some of our status correction classes, our crypto signals for 2025 so that you can get in place before things take place. Yeah, you definitely want to make sure that you join in. It's going to be a good one. Last time we taught students, and of course we made a lot of people a whole lot of money. So we have a circle. We have a Telegram, and we have what we call a Circle app, where I like that better. But that's what you will be initiated into. And we're going to, starting for 2025, utilizing the close friends as well. So everybody that get in, they will be giving me handles, and then I'll be adding you in on the close friends. And the close friends will be more so for plays that, that I just see that'll be quicker for people to learn. The information that I curate that you will not see on the social media page, because I won't be putting everything in my stories. Some of these stuff is just close friends only. So everybody don't get access to that. And so I'm really big right now on building out a private community. And most of the things that we have will be subscription based. You feel me? So you'll be a subscribed member to the community, and that'll give you access to what we're doing. Like even on the YouTube, we even have videos on the 19 Keys page that you don't see. And we're floating an idea because it's been tough High level conversations is a very expensive endeavor, right? From the production, paying, 3-4 people every episode to get certain things done. So we was talking about putting some things behind a paywall, right? And we wanted to see if the community was going to support it after all these years of giving people free episodes. If we put some things behind the paywall, would you actually support subscribing to High Level Conversations? Let me know. And there's going to be, of course, benefits to it, but yeah. Okay, we getting some love out there. So a lot of yeses coming in. Yeah, through YouTube. Because we want to continue to grow it. We want to continue to have even bigger guests. We want to continue to do a lot of different things. And to be honest, it's like the amount of value that we give for like 2-3 hour episodes. We can't promote liquor. We can't promote gambling. We can't promote McDonald's and stuff. So we turned down those type of deals. So that means that to stay independent is very expensive. You feel me? So that's why we talk about doing things like that, because I talk with the team, like how can we continue to push this out, right? And have that ability to continue to grow as well as an independent platform that doesn't sell out. And it looks like, I even talked about having a coin as well, that people can just own the coin that'll be behind it as well. But I think that doing some stuff behind the paywall, I think it makes sense. I've seen some platforms do it. And it could be a system where, you choose what you want to subscribe to based on the value you think that you get from High Level Conversations. Over the last 3 years, I think these episodes are incredible. The work that the team puts in it is incredible. It's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears in making this what it is. So I would appreciate for those who lock in. Yeah, I believe in having some episodes as members only, and we're definitely going to start doing that. So that's what some people are getting. And some stuff that I feel like won't work for the YouTube algorithm, because some stuff, it gotta be, I would say, uncensored, because sometimes we'll put out an episode because of what we talking about. They had completely demonetized the whole episode. So we don't get to make $1 off of it, but we still push it out there and it still cost us the production of it. You feel me? So some of these things, we want to have some unfiltered conversations to where we can speak on things in a whole nother manner, because we have to circumnavigate the monetization tactics and rules of YouTube. So I think that people going to enjoy some of these behind the scenes episodes anyway. You feel me? But anyway, family, I got to go. I just came from the gym. I got a great workout. I hope you all go get your workout in today. You feel me? Don't go into 2025 with the same body. You feel me? Go in there, God body. Go in there feeling good. Go in there with your energy high. Get rid of the big backs. No slacking this year. Go in there 100%. Shaka bars. I need more than a passport, man. I need my citizenship, man. I need my citizenship. You feel me? I need my citizenship. Y'all be blessed. Yeah, we gonna have, it's basically gonna be like Patreon. So yeah.